Hey, what is going on, everyone? Tom here, the consultant. Welcome back to the channel. Today is January 16th, 2023. Wow, almost said 2022. 9:42 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, so it's Monday. Today's technical analysis I'm going to be going over is just kind of some information going into Tuesday. So most likely you'll be seeing this Tuesday early morning. So let's go ahead and jump into some Bitcoin analysis. And the whole reason why I start with Bitcoin is because, well, it's my least favorite thing to really say, but whatever Bitcoin does, literally everything else follows. I like it about as much as the next person. So anyway, let's dive into this. If you watched my Saturday video from earlier over the weekend, you would see that we were already hitting this area, and I believe I had mentioned that I wouldn't be buying here. I'd be waiting for a pullback consolidation zone. Now I did not have this line here made. I just made this before the video. And I'm not saying it's of any significance, but if you are a pattern, chart pattern type of person, you've already identified that this is a bullish flag. So more than likely you are kind of drawing a box here and kind of waiting for the breakout to the upside. I'm hoping we have that too. However, just kind of want to point out some technicals here in terms of price. The low for this date and time here, so this is Saturday the 14th at 0700, so I'm UTC minus 5. Again, this is going to be Eastern Standard Time. What is that? 20,257. Okay, so I'm not saying that there's a whole lot of significance to this level, but if you see the last couple months when we first got introduced to this level, well, not the first time, but you know what I mean, within the last couple months, we did break through it pretty hastily. I mean, it wasn't like it even tried to stay afloat. So it broke through, and then we kind of teetered around here, trying to break above it, constantly being rejected, lower low. I think this indication here of a lower low probably should have been, that we weren't really going to break much further up. But we did break above it, broke back down through it. Again, it didn't really put up much of a fight, and we've just been kind of teetering around here, testing it, testing, and again, we did have a good test here, and until about mid-November, about the first week, into the first week going into the second week of November. Honestly, this probably was more FTX news, to be honest. I'm kind of over that stuff. Just kind of want to move on. But we kind of broke through it, and it's just been teetering sideways up until the past week, which is where we have our our push through. Didn't even hesitate, right? Didn't even hesitate. Now, I mean, if you look at this one, it hesitated. It broke above, and then closed. I mean, you can look at these candle closes here. I mean, that's what I'm talking about. It didn't just break above and then continue going like we did what we did over the weekend. It broke above, closed at, down, up, and then it started to pull. But it still hugged this line. So kind of what I'm getting to here is, now I'm not saying that this is for sure confirmation that we are done with this level and we're ready to move to the next, because if that's the case, obviously I think our next level is the 21.5. That's where our current resistance is. That's where the fight is right now, right? given this is a bullish flag, chart patterns can kind of, they should be taken with their own grain of salt, just to kind of throw that out there. But I am expecting, probably either another retest here of 22 or 20,002 before we go back up. I think it's very possible. The week is still long. We have a couple more candles to populate before the weekend, or before Friday at least. And we've got a couple of different scenarios to look for. Of course, the sideways consolidation pattern, which may or may not be good for this bull flag. But if we do break up and actually get some good closes, I think we can see a good safe haven of 21.4, 21.5 being our next support. Otherwise, I think if we do break out of this flag pattern, forming so this would be a high, and then forming a low, which I honestly think is very, very possible, and I think it's probably going to be quite possible with 19.1, 19.2. So I am definitely not throwing that option out the window. So that's just kind of my analysis of Bitcoin at the moment, and kind of what I'm waiting for. Now, as far as opening up trades, what I would do in this situation, now this is mine, this is not financial advice, this is nothing of that, okay? Take this at your own risk, do your own due diligence, okay? What I do in these situations, if I'm eager to get in, okay, if price is way up here, I'm definitely not buying in. But if it's towards the middle here, kind of like where I've noticed this low, and I have to absolutely get scratch that itch and buy something, here's what I would do. Take this low, all right, 20,257, and our high of 21,544. Okay, add those together, divide them by 2, and you get your average, you get your mean, right? Make that, just put a limit order in there, okay? It's close to the price. You may actually even get filled depending on where you're trading. And in terms of liquidity, I don't really see Bitcoin having too much issue of liquidity, but that may depend on what exchange you're trading on. So that's what I would do. More than likely, you probably will get filled at some point. It may not be within the next hour or even the day, but more than likely, you probably will get filled at some point. That would be me. And in terms of size, that would definitely not be my full size. What I would do is, if you look at your goal is to invest a total of $100, do 10%, right? Split that up over 10 trades, even more, right? You could do 5% and make that over 20 trades, right? Actually, that probably wouldn't even be a bad idea to do something like that. That way, you have a long way to DCA if we decide to pull back to something like 18.4, 18.5. You would still be in a decent position if you spread those out. So those 10 trades or 20 trades out, to where you're going down. So just kind of a thought. If you're not a breakout trader, I probably would not do that. That's not a good place unless you are a big breakout trader and you know what you're doing. You're not getting in down here anyway. You're going to wait for that first break anyway. So that's what I would do. All right, let's Bitcoin is kind of the one we spend the most time on because, like I said before, everything follows Bitcoin. So let's move on to ETH here. ETH, in my opinion, kind of plays a similar story. Actually, I didn't draw a line here. Let me draw a line. Let's see. Right there. So, kind of a similar story here, actually. Yeah, kind of is. So, we kind of have our flag-looking pattern, with our low here within this consolidation area. With about 15.5. If we stretch it all the way back, we kind of see the same story here. Same thing that we saw with Bitcoin, right? We broke above, tested, and ultimately failed. Okay, and then consolidated, moved back up. So, I mean, Bitcoin, or at least with ETH, we're kind of in the same area. With this, you can, you could do the same thing. That's kind of my, like I said, the entry that I showed you with Bitcoin, taking this high and this low after a flag pattern. If you have the itch to get in, take those two, the high, the low, and find the average between the two, the mean, and make that your limit order. Okay. Buy one there, buy one here, and then on the way down to wherever you think you have the possibility. So, again, like Bitcoin, I don't think that. I think all of those possibilities are definitely still possible. I think ETH still. We need to retest this 16.8, the 16.8 level, pretty hard. Just like Bitcoin with that 21,000 level. So, but I honestly think we are probably going to see coming back down to 15.5, and possibly even possibly retesting this trend line here, which would probably put us somewhere in the neighborhood of like 14.5, on up. So again, if we fall back into this channel, I'm not necessarily going to be too worried if we fall back into this channel. This is a trending channel to the upside. So as long as it stays that way and we don't fall lower than where we were previously in a consolidation mode, I don't think we'll have really anything to worry about. But I think there would probably be some concern if we do start dropping below the 1350. But it's definitely possible that we should end up retesting that. So that's kind of my analysis for ETH. Let's move on to BNB. Again, kind of the same thing here, except for BNB is, we've already been testing kind of this lower, or this support here of 292. So I think we might be either. There could be a couple of things going on here. These altcoins, I'm just going to call the rest of these altcoins, even though they're mainstream. We could be seeing the other altcoins kind of in a sideways consolidation, while investors kind of figure out what they're doing with BTC, Bitcoin, before we have another stretch to the upside, which might again cause the breakout above 318. So again, it's kind of that I'm really not going to be too concerned unless we start breaking between this 292 and 282 zone. I'm probably not going to be too concerned unless we start heading that way. But again, what are we at? What is this? That's kind of a weird looking wedge. So slight downtrend channel from what I've seen here. But again, we've got some key levels here that we just need to look for. We are in consolidation. I'm probably going to end up. Actually, I might actually end up putting in a buy order. Maybe if we drop down to 296, I might be a buyer at that, and then consolidate. Maybe DCA. These are good DCA points. I feel so. I might end up doing that. Litecoin, my favorite. This has been my favorite coin for quite a while now. I'm pretty sure you've heard me talk. Litecoin, I think, is in a completely different boat. Completely bullish on this. I think this is our consolidation phase for sure. I think as long as we stay above, I think the key level here to stay above is going to be $70. I think if we do go below that, our next test would be about 61, and then so on. So I'm hoping not, but I am really bullish on Litecoin, holder of Litecoin outside of perpetual contracts. So Overall, I honestly, my price target is, I mean, actually the next round is about 105, 107. I mean, we've definitely got some room to run. So keep Litecoin in your sights for sure. All right, last but not least, Phantom FTM. So let's take a look at this one. Phantom's in, I think Phantom is in a really good spot. However, I feel like Phantom has this tendency to do really big runs, consolidate, and then just pull back because people just for some reason decide to sell. Again, Phantom, I'm bullish on Phantom. I think Phantom's got an insanely good network behind it, for its bullishness, not just the chart, but in general. I was almost tempted to draw another line from here to there. I'm not going to do that though, not yet. So again, yeah, another flag pattern like most of the other ones. We have this run up, and we did actually end up breaking our resistance level. So this is now support. So 31.58 is now actual support. So we've got some long wicks, but we got some long wicks folding below the 31.58 level. However, if we notice where the closes are above that level. So right now it's showing that it's looking to be pretty solid support. I hope it stays that way. Otherwise, I would probably wait until we dip back down to 26. 26 is still a good level. I think it's definitely going to be stronger than this. Just because it drops back down does not mean that it's gone bearish. Okay, I don't think it would be considered bearish until we probably start dipping down to back to our consolidated area. So, but yes, long-term holder of FTM. I'm constantly consolidating, DCAing for mine. Been a long-time holder at the 18, and actually I think I've been buying it pretty consistently from as high as 34 cents. I think my DCA is probably somewhere in the neighborhood of 24, 25. So FTM, and for me, is at least doing pretty well. But other than that, yeah, this is kind of where I'm really hoping this turns out to be really solid support. However, when it comes to the crypto market gods, we have to look at Bitcoin, unfortunately, because that's where a lot of the mainstream investors are. So wherever BTC goes, wherever Bitcoin goes, Ethereum goes, everybody else goes. So unfortunately, it's just the way of the market. It's the way of the times right now. So all right, other than that, guys, that is all I got for you. If you're interested in any of the tools that I use, Quantower is pretty good. I know I haven't showed it here on my videos. I've been mainly using TradingView because I took advantage of their end of year special where you can buy 1 year and I don't have to pay monthly. So I got a really good deal on that, and I just figured I would use it. Technically, Quantower is free. With the exception of the add-ons. The add-ons are really good if that's something that you use consistently. I've used, I think, pretty much all of them. So they're really good. The programmers there are really, really good. I've really enjoyed their products. So link down in the description. Check them out. Jigsaw Trading as well. Fantastic platform. It's probably one of my favorite for trading futures. I have some videos previously covering Jigsaw. Really good platform, really good support on Discord, and it's absolutely amazing. You can either buy the platform itself by itself, which I think with the link down in the description, allows you to actually do that. Outside of that, they encourage you to buy the course which kind of shows you how to use the platform. And it, if you do their first course, their entry, it's just basically kind of their beginner level course. It's the order flow foundations. So if order flow is kind of your thing and reading the DOM, Jigsaw, definitely check it out. It's not cheap. I'm just forewarning it. It's not cheap, but it's certainly not the most expensive. So worth every penny, in my opinion. So, all right. Other than that, guys, I'm gonna go ahead and get out of here, and I will see you guys in the next one. So stay safe, stay healthy, stay decentralized. I will see you guys in the next one. Later.